We start on a rather sad note, and dozens of shops and kiosks were razed by fire at Medina Ritz Junction last night. Now, several fire commanders, including headquarters, called in to help douse the fire. There was also heavy police presence to help protect lives and property. This was the third time in less than a year that the area was experiencing fire disaster. The Tuesday night incident reportedly began at around 10:30 p.m. and took the response from about 5 fire stations to help bring the situation under control. Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Fire Service, Alex Nete, said the immediate cause of the fire is not known, but arson is highly suspected.
We're alerted about the fire here, and the good thing is that our station is very close to this area. Okay. So within 1 minute, our crew arrived here. As of now, we have about 5 fire tenders here at the scene. Okay. Station at Medina was the first to attend to the scene, and then we called on the University of Ghana to complement the efforts. Then the station from Adenta, then Abelenke joined in, then the national headquarters. It's been a tough job for us, especially being able to break through. At this point, we can confidently say that there's no risk of the fire spreading or the fire getting out of hand. The fire is under control, but not extinguished, meaning that we are on top of our game. The cause has not yet been established yet, and it's unfortunate that this is not the first time we are attending to a fire situation here at this area, and we always encourage the people here that our station is very close by. They should give a listening ear to our safety department when they come here to give education.
We'll bring you more updates on a subsequent bulletin. But on to some politics now. And the New Patriotic Party has released timelines for the conduct of its primaries ahead of the Assin North by-election, as candidates are set to pick forms today. Now, the announcement was made after Parliament declared the Assin North seat vacant.
The New Patriotic Party's nominations for the Assin North primary opened today, Wednesday, May 31, and closed on Thursday, June 1. The election to choose a candidate to contest in the by-election will be held on June 7. According to the party, detailed rules and regulations for the conduct of the election would be made available. On Tuesday, the Clerk of Parliament notified the Electoral Commission of the vacancy at the Assin North constituency, following the Supreme Court's ruling on James Jachikwesin. Although the opposition NDC is yet to make any official statement on the situation, posters of the embattled Jachikwesin have gone viral on social media. The 7 parliamentary elections in the Assin North constituency have been divided between the NPP and the NDC. The NPP has won 4, with the NDC winning 3. Both parties have equal chances going into the race, but some analysts believe the scale is tilted towards the NDC on a free and fair ground.
Now, away from politics, let's head to the Ashanti region and the deployment of military and the release of some of the arrested illegal miners reduced tension at the Obuasi District Police Station. Family and friends of the arrested illegal miners besieged the Obuasi District Police Station, demanding the release of all 48 persons arrested for invading the Anglo-Gold Ashanti mine shaft. Now, Justice, an illegal miner, explained how they create their access and enter into the mine shafts. The Obuasi District Chief Executive had to be whisked away by the police to safety when the angry miners stormed their office. Now, the military was, however, managed to disperse the angry residents. Now, Ibrahim Abubakar has joined us via Zoom with the latest on this particular situation. Good morning, Ibrahim. Now, what more do you have on this? And are the remaining illegal miners still in the Ashanti Gold shafts?
Well, Judith, 40 more miners came out last night, making the number 88. So, as we speak, 88 of them have come out and handed over to the police. And out of these 88, as at last night, 12 have been granted bail. We don't know this morning, they will continue with that. For now, what our police source is telling us that as at last night when they were leaving, they have not been told of any person in the pit again. But we are hearing from residents that they still have relative deep down the mining pit. Well, we don't know if we still have people. Maybe today they may come out, but currently 88 of them have come out, and the community is now very calm. We still have military presence there just to make sure that nothing untoward will happen.
Right, that's quite a number. But what more can you say about those who were earlier detained by the police?
Well, they are all at the Obuasi District Police Command. In fact, it was a hell of time even bringing them from that place to the police station. At a point in time, the police even decided to re-strategize because the last batch they brought, 10 of them making the 48, the bus that they brought them into the police station was attacked, the windscreen struck by the agitated youth. They damaged everything. So they decided that the next batch will be moved straight away to Kumasi. But with the intervention of the military, when they came in, dispersed the crowd, made sure that the place was calm, then they decided to bring all of them at the district police command. So we are looking at it. Yesterday, in fact, we even made an effort to speak to some of them when they were released, but the youth were angry. They were saying the media was not saying anything for them, and they even threatened to attack us if we make that move. But going forward, now that calm has been restored, we will make that effort and engage some of the miners who were in there arrested and have been granted bail.
Right, thank you very much. That's my colleague Ibrahim Abubakar. Be sure to stay safe as well. Now, moving on, 2 passengers who were among 23 others involved in a boat accident at Obuasi in Suanu are yet to be found 4 days after the incident. A search party made up of fisherfolk, NADMO, and divers from the Echo Zoil are yet or still on the Volta Lake in search of the 2.
The accident happened between Dokochina in the Bole district of the Savannah region and Mangwasi in Suano in the Banda district of the Bono region. The victims, mostly traders, were on their way to Banda Ahinkro market to trade their goods. The boat hit into a tree stump, forcing it to overturn the 23 passengers on board into the lake. There was a distress call and rescuers who were at the landing site of the lake went to their rescue. 1 person reportedly died in the lake at the spot. 20 were rescued alive.
Search party is still going about their duties because we are told 2 persons are yet to be found. So since Saturday, they have been on the lake and trying as much as possible to retrieve the remaining 2 bodies.
According to members of the search party, hope is fading out for them in the search for the 2 remaining passengers.
I found so both to find the part say 23 and ya 20 afrim ba kwa mienu de ye hwe na na enyan enti ye pese aban no boy esi ye nipa omo wu ye bebre enti ask that now ne de nipa mienu na ye hwe a ye hu omo.
Chief of the community, Prosper Tommy, refuted earlier claims that more than 50 passengers went missing after the accident. The Banda District Director of NADMO, Hassan Adam Basham, applauded the fisher folks for their prompt intervention, which led to the rescue of the survivors and their continued search for the remaining victims.
In fact, the situation is like these people, this fishery business is their main source of feeding them here. So they were coming from a village to Nsuano. Unfortunately, when they got here and then the boat capsized. We are still struggling to see the rest, who they are complaining that they have not seen him yet. Give a big thank to Ecozol people too for supporting us. And then those people, those fishermen who were also diving, all of them I can't mention anybody to leave others.
Meanwhile, Ecozoel, a subsidiary of Jospon Group of companies who were part of the rescue mission, donated 50 life jackets to the fisher folks.
When I heard that there is a boat accident on this black Volta, so we took the pain to come here to assist in finding those who have missing during the accident. So we came all the way from the regional office with some of our divers and rescue materials like life jackets to support the team in search of the remaining people.
Body of the deceased, a 16-year-old girl, has since been deposited at the Tyne Government Hospital.
Christopher Mwako, TV3 News, Bongase, Nsuano.
On to some more stories, and civil society groups have intensified calls for government to remove taxes on sanitary products for girls. As we march today, the group expressed fear as many girls may be denied education over the high costs of sanitary products.
The push to make menstrual products affordable for young girls have ramped up over the last few weeks. Today, the coalition of civil society organizations have gathered at Parliament, piling more pressure on the legislature to take decisive actions in pushing governments to remove the over 32% tax on sanitary products. The taxes on sanitary pads are enormous. Experts say there are as many as 15 taxes on sanitary pads that hike up prices significantly. A municipal girl child education officer, Jennifer Essel, says it's clear that a reduction in the taxes will, among others, reduce the dropout rate of girls in schools, particularly in rural areas.
The children too are going through a lot. You see, some of them, because of the sanitary pad and their messes, some decide not to come to school. So when they increase the cost of the pad and other stuff, say it do also affect their academic performance.
A member of Women Deliver Young Leaders, Vivian Akligo, noted that the issue is pushing about 37% of young ladies into period poverty, which has increased the vulnerability rate.
Students are hard that the population of women in Ghana are not the type that are so well-to-do, especially when you consider those even in deprived communities and even within the cities, the Kayayes and the hawkers and the traders. We feel government should pay critical attention to this issue in order to promote women's health, in order to promote gender equality, and also create access for women to be able to get enough access to sanitary pads just so that they can have their periods in a very hygienic and humane way.
The Ministry of Health says they are working to address the issue. Enyunam Haliga, TV3 News, Accra.
Still on the matter, earlier senior high schools in the Upper East region have joined the call for the removal of levies on sanitary pads. At a young female platforms conference at Zebila, they contend menstruation should never be an obstacle for them.
9 out of 10 Ghanaian girls miss school when they are menstruating, and up to 45% of schoolgirls in the northern Ghana use rags to collect menstrual blood because they cannot afford to buy disposable sanitary pads. The conference of the young female platforms, hosted by Action Aid International, was attended by students of 10 senior high school and technical schools.
When the government helps to reduce the cost of sanitary pads, the girls will be able to afford to buy sanitary pads, which will help in menstrual hygiene. The negative perception will be abolished and cancelled. Some of us will use this napkins, so please encourage the government to please look at all these mistakes that we can do again. The ladies.
The executive director of the Youth Foundation Ghana, Priscilla Nyaba, supported calls for the removal of taxes on sanitary pads.
If we can scrap this tax, even in other countries, sanitary pads are offered free of charge for girls because we know girls are vulnerable.
Program coordinator at Action Aid Ghana, Yakubu Akuka, noted that all girls, irrespective of their geographical location and socio-economic situation, must be given equal opportunity.
Gender equality starts from the roots. If we want to change the future, we should start with the young ones.
The conference was on the theme, making menstruation a regular part of life by 2030.
Now, some irate residents of Teshie have given government a 2-month ultimatum to rehabilitate roads in the Lejokuku municipality of the Greater Accra region. Now, the protesters hit the streets to press home their demands. Stanley Niblo reports.
The aggrieved residents say the current state of roads in the municipality affect their mobility, impacts negatively on their health and socio-economic lives of the people. Persistent complaints to address their concerns have not yielded any results. To the protesters, several engagements with the municipal authorities to call off the protest were not convincing enough. The demonstration was dubbed MEB Teshie, to wit, why Teshie?
We don't know why Teshie alone they are treating us this way, as if we are not part of Ghana. We saw what happened in Kumewu. We are here crying there's no money. But roads were constructed overnight. Roads were constructed within 3 days. A lot of roads were tarred. There were asphalt roads in where? Kumewu. So it means that the money is there, just that the people are just being wicked and they are just being unconcerned.
The protesters were resolute in their decision and would not be swayed by a contractor who was dispatched to the site ahead of the protest. They have since given government a 2-month ultimatum to address their grievances.
When they heard that the Teshie people want to demonstrate, that is how come they brought machines onto the road to just come and deceive people. But we want to assure them, once we've seen the machines on the road, we are happy. But we want them to tell us what exactly they are doing on the road. Which roads are they going to tackle? And for how long is it going to take for them to do the roads?
The Lejokuku Municipal Chief Executive Mordecai Akwashi assured them the issue is already being addressed.
It is good to have an engaged populace who can rise up and express themselves when they are unhappy with something. It's a good thing. It's a welcome development in our democracy, so that's fine. But again, I think that it's a little bit overdone. The roads, the problem for which they are demonstrating is already in the process of being solved. And therefore, my take on it is that they could have waited a little bit, and given us time to complete what we've already started.
Now, moving on, the Chief Executive Officer of the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, Kwesi Agyeman-Busia, has given the indication that the negative perception about the DVLA as the most corrupt institution no longer holds. Now, hosting a delegation from the Liberia Road Safety Organization, he attributed the authority's current outlook to prudent interventions.
The delegation from the Liberia Road Safety Organization is in Ghana to understudy their Ghanaian counterpart regarding international best practices. The Liberian delegation will also visit the National Road Safety Authority to familiarize themselves with interventions tailored at curbing road infractions and accidents. Chief Executive Officer of DVLA, Kwesi Agyeman-Busia, said, Transparency International survey that described the driver and vehicle licensing institution as corrupt is no longer the case.
And as I walked into my new office for the first time, I was also told, you're the head of the institution that is the most corrupt in the country. And so I met with my team. We studied the terrain to understand why we were the most corrupt. We found out there was a lot of inefficiencies in our processes, duplications, face-to-face, lack of timeliness, a lot of bureaucracy. So the challenge was, how do we fix this in 4 years? And we came out with foundational principles of what we'll do to fix this anomaly.
Acting CEO of the National Road Safety Authority, Engineer David Osafo-Adonten, called for a strengthened collaboration to address incidents of road carnages. Head of the Liberia delegation, Darius Koli, is keen on implementing lessons gained in Ghana.
The Ghanaian Road Safety Plan and us share a lot of commonalities. But what makes it better is that you've done a lot that we haven't done. And so we're looking forward to seeing some of the missteps you've had, some of the progress you've made, and how we can all do it better.
The 6-member team will be in the country for a week.
Now, on the international front, artificial intelligence could lead to the extinction of humanity. Experts, including the heads of OpenAI and Google DeepMind, have warned. Dozens have supported a statement published on the webpage of the Center for AI Safety. Mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority alongside other societal scale risks, such as pandemics and nuclear war, it reads. But others say the fears are overblown. Sam Altman, Chief Executive of ChatGPT, maker of OpenAI, Chief Executive of Google DeepMind, and Dario Amodei of Anthropic have all supported the statement.